Welcome back to Hobbs Ice Center in Eau Claire. Game 2 of our doubleheader. We had girls hockey. Dropped the puck at 5 p.m. on that one. It was the Hayward Hurricanes over the Eau Claire Area Stars 5-0. Now we got a boys matchup. Big Rivers Conference between River Falls, 9-8-0 overall, 6-3 in the Big Rivers Conference. They're the 4th-ranked team in the Wisconsin Prep Hockey Division II poll that came out today against the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's. 9-8-2, but 6-2-1 in the Big Rivers Conference. So we get a matchup of the two teams that are kind of going neck and neck for second place in the conference. New Richmond is playing some good hockey of late, and Hudson, you can never count out the Raiders. And we're getting to that point of the season, Mike Schwengler, where teams are trying to get, kind of put that resume out there for the upcoming seeding meetings and make their case that you should get a higher seat.
Well, in River Falls' case, playing in that smaller section pool, I think they're pretty much solidified where they're going to be. They've played very well, and they've beaten teams that are ranked in their area. With the Abes, they struggled a little bit. They had some good wins early, and then they went through a bit of a patch over Christmas and had some injuries, and they're looking to get healthy, and this will be a good test tonight. River Falls has played very good. You alluded to where they're at in the conference play, and it's a good Tuesday night matchup for the Abes. It was a tough one. They played 9-6 at New Richmond, and they're looking to bounce back.
When you get to this point of the season, Mike, as a coaching staff, what are you trying to get your guys to lock in and really focus on? Because you still have some regular season games left, but then after that, everybody's focus shifts to the postseason where it's a one-and-done situation.
And with that, you have your base, and whether you've changed this is what we are, this is our identity. That can always change a little bit to fit personnel with injuries, or you just don't like the way your forward lines are going, or defense, or whatever. But at this point, you're probably, this is who we are, and this is what we're going to be doing going forward. You may need to improve on that part, but we're 2-3 weeks away from this, and if you're a Memorial, Coach Schemberger, he's been around a long time. He knows what he wants his kids to do. Now it's just a matter of execution.
River Falls in the road blue jerseys with the gold trim, gold lettering, gold numerals. Eau Claire Memorial in the home whites, purple and black trim, the black helmets, and the black breezers. Daniel Lynn is the goaltender for the Wildcats. Defensemen Lars Breezy and Anthony McPherson. He's switching up the lines already as head coach Tim Barris. It'll be Cal Usgard and Lars Breezy. Up front, Riley Usgard, centering Nolan Hopeful and Jackson Flanagan. Coach Barris was telling me, he said, he goes, we've had, like a lot of teams around here have had guys sick. A lot of people have got the crud, and so you've had mixing and matching all the times. And he said, chances are, while the game is going on, he's going to be mixing and matching and, throwing names into a blender and seeing what comes out.
Well, it's that time of the year. It seems if the kids are going to get sick, you hope they get sick right after that Christmas vacation break or whatever, and then they get healthy getting into the second, third week of January. It's too bad that they had that going on, but there's stuff everywhere. You look at their roster, Bob, they've got a ton of juniors on their roster. Sprinkle in a few seniors and a few sophomores, but they have a ton of juniors, a lot of experience on the River Falls Wildcat side.
Starters being introduced for the Old Abes. First line will be Wyatt Seymour centering Gabe Pankratz and Mac Diggins. Evan Manson is the goaltender. Starting defenseman Carter Hayes and Cashton Troutline. Right now from Hobbs Ice Center, our national anthem. Tonight's matchup, the second meeting in this regular season between the Wildcats and the Old A's. Memorial won that first one over in River Falls by a score of 7-2. Of course, that was early in the Big Rivers portion of the season. Mike, keys for the game. We'll start with the Old A's.
Well, if you're a Memorial, you want to get to where your greatest successes are, and that's getting Pancratz and Diggins out in open ice. I mean, there's no secret to this. Their whole team is based on those two guys. And yes, you have Madsen in goal, and you have some defensemen. And with Schemberger back in the lineup, a couple games he played D before he got hurt. But everything stems from those two guys. So you got to get the puck to them out in open ice. How they're going to do it, whether they're going to chip, whether they're going to slash, or they're going to try and go stick to stick in their own zone. That's the key to them, and they need to get shots, and they need to get chances early.
And for the Wildcats, again, they lost to this team 7-2, even though they've been playing better hockey of late. What does River Falls have to do to keep this game close and give themselves a chance to steal one at the end?
Well, if I'm River Falls, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to try and take away one of the two. I want to try and take away Diggins, or I want to try and take away Pancratz, and then make the other four guys on the ice beat you.
Face-off between Usgard and Pancratz, won by the Abes, and they will control the puck. Tucker Lossman ahead to Gabe Pancratz, cross ice. A little too far for Mac Diggins. Diggins will put it down low. Knocked aside by the Wildcats. Held in by Diggins. He takes a pop by Riley Usgard. Sent in by Tucker Lossman. Goaltender Daniel Lynn leaves it back there for his teammates. Just underway here, first period. Flipped in from the point. Sticked aside by Daniel Lynn. And that shot by Tucker Lossman. Lossman trying to hold the zone. Diggins has it, finds Pancratz. Gabe Pancratz to the forehand, shot right on, and a glove save by Daniel Lynn.
Good start for the Abes. They got a shot on goal. A little body contact. We need to keep track of that because both teams look like they're ready to throw the body around a little bit. That's obviously part of River Falls' game plan. Abes aren't really known as much of a physical team, so we'll see if there's a little bump going on tonight.
Second line's out there for both teams. For the Wildcats, Chase Ruoff centering Chase Weisinger and Mason Rappel. Wyatt Sienko for the Old Abes, centering Blake Oneman and Matt Wonke.
This lineman's a very nice guy. Normally they make you get off the ice when your chin strap's undone. They don't help you.
No, how about that? Flipped out of the zone by the Wildcats. Collected there by Carter Hayes. Hayes to Luke Schemberg. Good to see Luke Schemberg back on the ice. Injured in that game versus Eau Claire North that we had a while back, so good to have him back in the ice.
Yeah, and he's a big part of what they need to do going forward with their defense core being as depleted as they are. He should give them a good bounce back there. Smart hockey player, he's going to move the puck.
Wildcats on the pinch. Here's Schemberger with the puck. Flip it up to the far side. Oneman wanted to get it to Sienko. Sent in by the Wildcats. Memorial with Oneman. Loose at center ice, now scooped up by the Wildcats. They gain the zone, trying to get wide that time is Prochnow. Loose puck, here's a shot from up high. Hayden Ekholm took that shot. He didn't get all of it, wound up going wide. Held in at the point, sent in by Cal Usgard. Two Usgard twins making their presence known early on for the Wildcats. Sent back into the Memorial end. Caden Kruschke will throw it around the boards for Troutline. Held in by the Wildcats, who Most of the play when the first lines were out there took place in the Wildcats end. Now River Falls has had some good zone time here with the second and third lines out there for both teams. Race for the puck. River Falls is going to get there first with Lars Breezy. Far side off the boards. Here's an opportunity for the Wildcats on the backhand. That one missed wide. We're going to have a penalty on the Old A's. Good hustle that time, Jackson Flanagan. Here's Breezy at the point. Breezy up top. Flanagan poke checked off his stick. Wildcats will regroup. Delayed penalty coming on Eau Claire Memorial. Flanagan gets tripped up. And it's going to be a hooking penalty on the Old A's, and it comes with 14:01 remaining in the first period.
Yeah, Troutwine got caught, a little flat-footed. Puck got chipped behind him, and I mean, he raced to catch up. There wasn't much of a hook there, but it was enough to take the River Falls player off speed, and 2-minute penalty call for hooking.
Wildcats come into this game 27.3% success rate on the power play. Abe's have killed off 81.7% of their man-down opportunities.
River Falls has to be careful here, Bob. If the Abe's decide to get aggressive with Pancratz and Diggins out there, they're going to poke and go.
So hooking penalty on Troutline. Wildcats trying to get it set up. Lossman trying to poke the puck free. Held in there by the Wildcats. Poked away by Schemberger. Wildcats control. Flanagan the shot. Turned aside by Madsen. Flanagan to neutralize. Poked off his stick. Here comes Pancratz. And he'll throw it back to Diggins, and they will look to kill some time here. But your point, Mike, is when those two guys are on the ice, yeah, they're going to try to kill the penalty, but they're also looking to take the puck the other way.
Well, and the big thing at power plays, you have to outwork the penalty kill because they're going to be working hard. If you don't match their intensity, you're going to have a hard time trying to set something up.
Under a minute to go in this power play. River Falls working it near side. There's a shot from up high. And a glove save by Evan Madsen.
Well, if you're at River Falls, Freeman had plenty of time. If you're up top and you have that kind of time, there's nobody around the net. They're on the side of the net. Give your guys an extra step to get towards the net, or when you're going off on the change, hey, get to the net front, take the eyes away, and get a stick on a puck.
Loose off the face-off. Coming in after that one, Mason Rappel, but that one deflected into the netting. 47 seconds to go on this River Falls power play, and Abe's, being the home team, will take the opportunity to get a late change out there.
The young Sanko out there with Karnitz up front. Karnitz had a heck of a game the last time we did a broadcast.
Yep.
He was a big difference maker.
Yeah, that's the North game. He's one of those guys that he doesn't try to do too much. He's kind of a straight line player. He's a bigger bodied kid, and he just, when he plays with energy, this is a better team as a result. River Falls digs that puck loose. They get it out to the point, held in there by Cal Usgard. Ooh, that one off the crossbar on the deflection. It's a good shot by Nolan Hopeful.
And part of the growing pains when you have young guys out there, maybe they get confused, they're not sure. Sanko there, he got caught on the rotation. He was supposed to slide over and take that shot away, and he got caught in the middle. Karnitz was pushed to the outside. Back with their two veteran leaders, Diggins and Pancratz up front, with Schemberger and Lossman on the points.
Face-off won by the Old Abes. Lossman trying to rim it around. He gets it to Diggins. Diggins to Pancratz. Gabe Pancratz comes in, 1-on-3. Pancratz, the shot, and they score! Short-handed goal for the Old Abes.
Just how you draw it up, Bob. Win the face-off. Diggins makes a pass to Pancratz when he gets his feet going north and south. Takes 2 strides to get past the Wildcat defender and rips one far post underneath the crossbar from about 3 feet to the left of the face-off dot in River Falls' end. That was a bona fide snipe.
Yeah, that's not, you talk about the scoring areas on a hockey rink. That's one that percentages from there, pretty slim. Oh, a turnover by the Abes, and a good shot right there by Mason Rappel.
Yeah, Lossman had Diggins. Diggins kind of got caught behind. If he slashes across, he's got a full face front pass and a chance to go.
So Gabe Pankratz, his 21st goal of the season. That matches his goal total from all of last year. So the assist to Diggins and Lossman. Old Abe's on top 1-0. And I say, Mike, it's an important goal only because River Falls, after that first flurry on that very first shift by the Abes, had probably better zone time and more chances.
Yeah, and then you get the power play. And a lot of times if you get a power play early and you're not in sync, it could be a detriment, which it ended up being for the Wildcats.
Shot from distance. Jack Larson putting that shot on net and turned aside by the goaltender Evan Madsen. One nothing Memorial. Now, I'm going to have to ask you, Mike, that the penalty was going on, but was that still a shorthanded goal? Because I think it.
I don't think so, Bob.
I think it was just
yeah,
seconds after it expired.
Because I looked up when he dropped the puck, and obviously they were 5-on-5. So,
all right. Then.
If it wasn't, it was a split second.
I'll scratch that notation off of my very unofficial score sheet.
Yeah.
Deflected in by Karnitz. He will head off in a line change. Just over 10 minutes to go, first period here from Hobbs.
This line had some success against the Huskies a couple weeks ago as well. Wonky back in the lineup after the broken wrist. It was Sienko and Ottoman.
Ottoman feeding Wonky up top, knocked aside by the Wildcats. Here they come. Trying to set up on that far side. It's Freeman. Abe's looking to exit the zone, but it's a good forecheck applied by River Falls. Now behind the net is Troutline. Gets it to Lossman. Up the boards, here's Wonky, Matt Wonky. We'll throw it down deep, line change. First line, these portions of that first line out there for the Old Abes. Held in by Lossman. Dumps it down low. Race for the puck. Pankratz trying to get there first for the Old Abes. He and Breezy battling down low. Poked free. Freeman pokes it out of the zone. Schemberger goes back for the Old Abes. Line change for River Falls. Wildcats regroup. Throw it in deep. Schemberger taking Rudolph hard into the boards, and Rudolph is not feeling good about that.
Oh, I think he got caught with his shoulder. Clean hit, but he just got caught.
Here's Mac Diggins. Diggins trying to get around a defender. Well played there by McPherson. Diggins will throw it back behind the net. Out to the point. Aiden Kruschke is there. Diggins trying to deflect that one past the goaltender, Daniel Lynn. We get a stoppage with 8:22 left in the first period.
Diggins a couple times now. He's had a little time and space, and he's tried to do the fancy toe drag and get through and been denied both times. That's not his game. He knows that make a move, but either cut across or drop your shoulder and get to the outside and drive the net.
Puck hops the stick, comes out of the zone. Carter Hayes going back for the Abes. Hayes leaves it back there for Kruschke. Hayes has the puck taken away, and then River Falls trying to do some dangling, and that almost backfired on them. Now a pass near side, a little too far for Peyton Hulse. Hulse going after it, digs it free, swept around the boards by Flanagan of the Wildcats. Karnitz gets it out. Shot from up high, deflected into the netting. Carter Hayes taking that shot for the Old Abes. We get another stoppage with 7:39 remaining. Herrick and Hart Law Office has been on the side of the injured since 1951. Find them at eauclairlaw.com.
Offensively, the Abes are doing what they want to do. They're going to get pucks in the zone. They're going to continue to get some shots as we continue this game going forward. Defensively, we can talk in between here. There's some mistakes that they're making that's actually slowing down their process. They're starting to bring some strong side wingers up towards the blue line and looking to send their offside winger, which is a great concept. We use it all the time, but what's happening is the defensemen are throwing pucks. They're switching sides with the puck. And when you switch sides with the puck, everything's out of sync. All you need to do is turn and whip that puck up to the high guy and chip it off the boards, and that offside guy goes, and you have 2-on-1s all over the place.
Off the face-off. Yeah, well,
easier said than done, Bob.
Mike, I could quote coaches in multiple sports that. Remember, there's one coach said that there's something about that sideline that you can tell a player, I want you to do this, this, and this. They nod their head, and then they get on the court, the field, the rink, whatever it is, and then they go do something else.
Yeah, usually it's because they're not listening. They're so either excited or scared that they're talking to the coach.
Falls trying to cycle that puck out front. Out to the point now, Cal Usgaard will play it along the far boards. It's a 1-0 lead for Eau Claire Memorial on a goal by Gabe Pankratz.
And when you see that, Bob, you saw what happened with the Abe's defenseman. He had control, had a guy open, threw it around the net. There's another term for it, but let's just call it shoveling your own garbage. You're getting rid of the puck, so somebody else has to go do the work for you.
Yep.
That's not a good combination.
Abe's with the line change. They have the first line out there. Seymour, Pankratz, Diggins. Pankratz on the intercept. Abe's will regroup at their own blue line with Hayes. Hayes, far side. Seymour lets it go. He said it was touched. Diggins, Pankratz, they score!
Great one-touch pass by Carter Hayes. Got it up. Pankratz chipped it. Actually went to Seymour, and it went in off the boards. They waved it off. It was a good non-call. And Diggins just outworked River Falls defenseman, went to the puck, stood over it, used his body to shield, waited for Pankratz to cut in behind, quick one-touch pass. I don't think Lynn saw him coming in, and it was a perfectly placed shot, far post. 2-0 Old Abes. 5 minutes, 46 seconds left in the first.
Pair of goals by Pankratz, couple assists for Diggins. That first line productive again for Eau Claire Memorial. We'll see if they give a second assist there. Carter Hayes gets that second assist as River Falls comes in offside. Just like these players bring their best to the rink, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance for your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big with trusted, local, affordable service.
Peyton Hull's line out there right now with Flannery and Karnitz.
How much does these two goals by Memorial in the first period, how much does that change things in terms of strategy, if at all, Mike?
For River Falls, it's a huge deflation. You're coming in here saying, okay, we're playing much better than the last time we played them. We know what they want to do. And then oops and an oops, and now you're trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to get through the first period without giving up another one? So you could tell they're playing on their heels. They're not nearly as aggressive as they were their first 3-4 shifts.
Yeah, 7-2 was the score when these two teams played last. That game over in River Falls. Shot right on. Lynn makes the save. Left the rebound out there. Peyton Halls with a good quick wrister there. Karnitz will throw it down deep. Flannery going after it for the Abes. River Falls unable to clear. They will regroup. And that pass goes all the way down, icing on the Wildcats. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office. And they take most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they are changing lives one smile at a time. Call their Marshfield office to set up a free consultation today. Face off to the right, the goaltender Daniel Lynn. Right off the face-off, going for the far side there, it was Wonky, and that didn't miss by much. Held in by the Abes. Wonky has the puck. Matt Wonky centering it right out front to Wyatt Sienko. Turned aside by the Wildcats. They skate out. Losing an edge that time was Chase Weisinger. Abes gain control. Can't get the puck out of the zone. Played up the far side, Wonky. Wildcats now trying to cycle. Dug out of there by Troutline. He rims it around and out.
Again, the problem with switching like that, there's nobody, including guys in the NHL, that are going to get to that puck. So you want to use your strengths and come up where your strengths are. The minute you switch sides with your puck, now you're asking all four of your guys to go to the other side to get open and defend if there's a turnover opportunity.
Abe's going for that stretch pass off the stick of Pankratz, who still gets a hit on Jackson Flanagan. Going for another hit there. Diggins pokes it free right out front. The backhand just wide by Wyatt Seymour.
Great individual effort.
Seymour Pankratz trying to pick that upper right corner. Didn't miss by much. Held in by the Abes. Near side, here's Krischke. Krischke playing it down deep. Behind the net is Seymour. Diggins takes a look. Mac Diggins. Out to the point. Krischke. Diggins. Pankratz now. Down to Seymour. Pankratz picks up the puck. 2 goals already for the old Abes. Quick shot. Wanted to go backdoor to Seymour. First line buzzing for the Abes. That pass off by just a matter of inches.
Where are those passes going, Bob? They're going into the what?
Right to the slot.
Right to the pickle patch.
Yeah, I figured, okay, there's our first. 2:12 to go in the first period. Our first reference there.
The problem, I mean, River Falls, they're going to pack the how. They got 3 guys in that low slot area, and Abes are trying to look for that pass there. I'd rather personally see them go low to high, go D to D, switch side, get everybody moving, and get that puck to the net with 2 guys coming for the net front on a tip and a screen.
That's a basketball concept, too. You know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you swing side to side.
Swing it around, get the defense moving.
Amazing. You know, it's 2 very different sports, but some of the principles still the same.
I think basketball would be a lot more fun if they had a goaltender.
Okay.
Make the basket bigger and have a goaltender where the goaltender couldn't leave a certain area.
Ah, okay. Well, maybe you could try that in your next gym class.
Yeah.
Maybe just say, okay, we're going to do this. Schemberger battling down low. Just over a minute and a half to go in this first period. Shot from distance. Didn't get all the way through. River Falls now trying to get a late surge here to get on the board. You got a guy coming down the slot, sticked aside by the old Abes. Karnitz carries out for Memorial, gains the red line, dumps in. Karnitz behind the net. He's got a man going to the net. That's Wyatt Sienko who gets the puck, throws it back out to the point. And the Abes just able to hold it in. Nice job by Oneman. Blake Oneman goes to the forehand. Oneman shoots. Oneman on the rebound, hits the pipe. 2 golden chances there. Oneman again. Daniel Lynn coming up with this save. There was nearly a 3rd goal for the old Abes right there.
Yeah, Oneman kept it in at the blue line by less than half an inch. Kept his feet moving, fought off the first attacker, got around the second attacker, kept his feet moving, got the shot on goal. Everybody collapsed to the front of the net. Puck squirted right out to him on the far side. Had at least half the net, and he went to jam it home and put it off the post. Great shift by that line.
First line back out there for Abes as they're under a minute to go in this period. Memorial leading 2-0 on a pair of goals by Gabe Pankratz. Pankratz picks up the puck here. Pankratz getting wide. Gabe Pankratz. Lewis out front, swept out of there by the Wildcats, and that's going to be icing on River Falls. Mancino's Grinders and Pizza, locally owned and operated, and they have been a family tradition for more than 27 years. For the best hot sandwich in town, grab a grinder at Mancino's, conveniently located just off of Business Highway 53 and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire.
30 seconds left here, Bob. Tie if the Apes have a set face-off play in the offensive zone. Now's the time to run it.
Scramble off that face-off. River Falls able to skate out. Here's Hopeful. Off the glass, Flanagan with it. Jackson Flanagan getting wide. Hoping for a deflection there and almost went in off a Memorial skate. Another shot from a sharp angle. River Falls really buzzing here, trying to get something going. Diggins, is he going to have enough time? Taking down Mac Diggins, the slapper and a glove save by Daniel Lynn, and that's how the first period will end. And from the Memorial perspective, Mike, a pretty solid first 17 minutes.
You got to be pleased. You really gave up nothing the whole period except for the last couple shot deflections at the very end here with 30 seconds left. Offensively, you got a couple goals. You had a little bit of offensive zone time. You got some chances. You hit a post, missed in wide open net. Yeah, if you're Memorial, you're 2-1 lead going on the second period. Regroup and get ready to go for period number 2.
Shots on goal in that first period, 13 for the Old Abes, 8 for the Wildcats. Daniel Lynn, 11 saves in the River Falls net. Evan Madsen, 8 for Eau Claire Memorial. Whether it is skiing, hockey, or basketball this winter, Shepke Chiropractic has got your back. For all your sports-related injuries, you can rely on Shepke Chiropractic to get you back into the game. Visit them online at shepkechiropractic.com. While the Zamboni does its thing here at Hobbs Ice Center, Mike and I will step aside. We'll have some between periods entertainment for you, and then we'll come back with the second period. You're watching Big Rivers Boys Hockey on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
I got to take off my shoe for the big announcement, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't smell too much. Got to freshen up a little bit of salt on the toe there. So there. So we put that there. We bring that logo on like that. Dame Lillard shoes, Milwaukee Bucks, NBA basketball player. Everybody knows what a huge NBA fan I am.
Right.
Here I am now. I was there for Game 6 of the Bucks championship a few years ago. And
were you at the game or were you in the
I was at Skeeter
mob
Notices.
outside?
I was at Skeeter Notices, which was a great place to watch the game. We had such a fun time that night over at S&O's. You've been there a number of times. Yeah,
for sure. We threw bags there. We lost a lot of games.
We threw the bags.
Yeah, we lost a lot of games there this summer.
We threw the bags. Well, we won some, but we lost. We threw the bags. The Zaleski Sports and Milwaukee Bucks are partnering here in a few weeks to bring basketball games from the Fiserv around the state, and we've got a 5-game lineup. I'm just going to say, I mean, I don't brag a whole lot. I don't think. Maybe sometimes I do, but we were selected. The Milwaukee Bucks called us and said, hey, we got to have you, Zaleski Sports. We are infatuated with what you do, just like the rest of the state is, and we got to have you at these games. Can you please come here and help us out?
When they called,
yeah, did
it come in as spam and go to voicemail?
No, it came in as Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I better answer this one. No, it was Jill from the Milwaukee Bucks got a hold of us, and we've been working. Well, I'll tell you, we've been working with Jill, and we've been working with Cassie for the last couple weeks to get this thing all hammered out here.
The Deer District, that's what it is.
Yeah. So this is the Deer District Prep Showcase. And this all happens on February 8th. That's a Saturday. Kohler and Lake Mills.
These are good games.
I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah.
we are very honored to be selected by the Milwaukee Bucks. So much so, I take off my shoe for them.
I like it.
Hortonville and Oconomowoc, Racine Park and Milwaukee Juneau, Stevens Point and Sun Prairie East, and Kettle Moraine and Nicolay. Got 10 of the finest boys basketball programs in the state.
Yeah.
And 5 games. All the action on February 8th starts at 10 a.m. Keep track of the schedule at ZaleskiSports.com.
Is Mark Miller's name on this?
It is not.
And if it
Nope.
isn't, he's jealous, I guarantee.
We are co-hosting, if you want to say it like that, with the Wilson brothers at WIS Sports.
Okay.
And a matter of fact, Travis and I will be on an interview together here in a couple weeks, and you'll find that talk right on all the regular channels that you all listen to, watch all the time.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Travis Wilson.
And we are a friend of what they do.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown. And I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare. I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Bauer & Feind has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Feind Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Done. We are ready, just about, for second period action. From Hobbs Ice Center, part 2 of our doubleheader, the girls' game. Dropped the puck at 5 o'clock. It was Hayward Co-op Hurricanes defeating the Eau Claire Area Stars by a score of 5-0. Here in the boys' game, after 1, it's Eau Claire Memorial 2, River Falls 0. Bob Bradovich, Mike Schwengler here from the Mike Sullivan press box at Hobbs. And Mike, you talked about that combination in that first line, Gabe Pankratz, Mac Diggins, and there are your 2 goals for Eau Claire Memorial. Those guys right on cue.
Outwork, out hustle, out muscle, and that both goals. One a quick up to Pankratz that he drove wide and got the quality shot off inside underneath the crossbar, far post. And the second one was all Diggins. He beat the defender and made a quick one-touch pass to Pankratz, who jammed it home.
River Falls will dump it in deep. You look at Memorial, I mean, coming off that 9-6 loss at New Richmond last week, to be able to, shut out a pretty solid River Falls team, that's going to make the Abes feel a little better.
Well, especially if you can play out of your own zone. The last time you play in your own zone, the harder it is, no question, obviously, to get scored on, but you create offense too.
Near steal that time by Jackson Flanagan. Here comes Pankratz. Pankratz to the forehand. Gabe Pankratz shoots. Daniel Lynn with the save.
What the Abes have to be aware of is River Falls made adjustments. Their defensemen started pinching down the wall right away. They didn't have any over-the-top help, but they were pinching down. They didn't do that in the first period. And they're going to cut through the slot and look to take away those plays. Keep it simple in your own zone. Get it up, get it out. Now move.
Diggins takes a look. Stretch pass. It was I thought it was touched by Seymour. Officials saw it differently, so we get a stoppage. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options.
The Senko line had a great last shift. They were kind of, the first four shifts they had. Their last shift was their best. They got some chances and missed an open net, hit a post, and they were dominant for that 20-25 second stretch.
No matter what your everyday looks like, Fleet Farm has got you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, snack. Fleet Farm has everything you need, all at the lowest prices.
When you got a young guy like Sayenko, I mean, just looking at him, I'm assuming he's not a very big, strong kid as of yet. So you're not really trying to win a faceoff. You just can't lose it clean. Win it to the wall and let your buddy help you.
Here's Blake Oneman with that speed. Oneman trying to tuck it in short side. Lynn was able to get just enough on that one. Abe's control. Carter Hayes throws it out front. Battle for it. Sienko got that one deflected just wide. Yeah, to your point, Mike, you got Wyatt Sienko. He's listed as 5'4", 115 pounds sophomore. Matt Wonke, who was about that size last year, now he's a sophomore, 5'7", 145.
Yeah, big difference 1 year makes, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. But both of those guys play their position very well. They know where they're going. They don't try to do too much, and they just do what they can, and they're effective players.
They're smart hockey players, and they play with their head up, and it makes a huge difference.
Deflected in by the Abes. Going back is Ekholm. Throws it up the far side, knocked in by Kelvin Schrank. River Falls trying to put some pressure on here. Charlie Freeman battling for it. Abe's looking to rim that one around and winds up on the stick of Hayes. River Falls is forechecking well on this shift. Hayes will throw it up the far boards. Abe's do poke it out of the zone. River Falls looking to regroup. It's a 2-goal hockey game. Mike, are you one of those coaches that says that's the toughest lead to protect in hockey?
Well, I'll let you go here.
Abe's trying to put some pressure on right out front. Leeson Flannery was battling for it.
I'd much rather have a 2-goal lead than be down 2.
That's correct.
So in that aspect, a turnover obviously and a goal creates a momentum change, but it's just do the simple things that make you successful, and especially, say River Falls has 2 or 3 good hard shifts in your own zone, and they're buzzing and you're kind of reeling. Okay, that's where you got to calm things down. Get back to what we do. If we don't have somewhere to go, chip the puck out, get it outside the red line. Get it past the blue line, get it past the red line. Then you take away that pressure, and then you can calm down a little bit. If you try to go, and you get caught, that's where that 1 turns into 2.
Well, Pankratz right off the face-off puts it on Daniel Lynn.
There's a lot of it, Bob, from what I'm watching, stems from their own zone. Offensively, in the offensive zone, they're fine. They have a third guy high. They have support up top. As long as they don't give up a shot block or a chip where they can get a breakaway, they're going to be fine offensively in the offensive zone. It's not defensive high. It's just the defensive zone. The last shift again, they had the puck. They had a guy net front, wide open. They had a guy up on the wall. If you send a guy, you throw it up, 1 pass, it's a chip, it's a one-on-one battle, you're done. If you make a pass down low, then you got to make another one, then you got to make another one. You let the other team rotate over to forecheck.
Face-off win for Pankratz. Abe's tried to put it in the zone. River Falls throws it back. Now Uskard going after it, but that one whistled down on the icing. Whether you are buying or selling, turn to the Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated. They have a pulse on the local real estate market. They can assist you with both existing homes and new builds. They can also help you through each step of the process, making the home buying and selling process simple, not stressful. That is what you get with Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated.
The Wildcats are looking for something positive here. You can tell the last 2-3 shifts, their guys on line changes, they look a little frustrated, a little angry.
Abe's able to hold the zone. Back behind the net. Pankratz trying to track that one down. He and Diggins both along the near boards. Sent back in by Hayes. Diggins, Pankratz, backhand, big save Lynn. Got the blocker out there.
That one, Pancratz had Seymour wide open. You knew Lynn was going to focus on him. He fakes the shot, slides it down. Seymour has an empty net tap in on the front side.
Seymour trying to work that puck free. Hayes will throw it into the far corner. Pancratz will get there first. Pancratz sweeps it low. Hayes looking to pinch. Diggins able to hold his own. And we're going to get a penalty, and that's going to go on River Falls. So with 12:29 to go in the second period, Eau Claire Memorial is going on the power play.
Yeah, they called for tripping that one. Seymour turned and Uzgaard just gave him a shove and he went down, and it sure didn't look like a trip. I mean, maybe I missed a stick between the legs, but I don't think there was one. Either way, Abes are on the power play. 12:29 left in the second period, up 2-0.
Pivotal point in this game as we play in the second period. Abe's looking to increase their lead.
This is their second unit. The young guys are out there, plenty of skill, smart hockey players. They want to get it set up and run their set plays.
Penalty on Cal Uzgaard. Memorial looking to cycle to get it out to Carter Hayes. Near side Troutline. Troutline the shot, and that got deflected high into the netting. At Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, whether you are a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured that you will receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect. When you need it most, visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Luke Schemberger on the draw for Memorial. Schemberger, Oneman, and Diggins, the forward line here on this power play on this shift.
Seymour's taken over for Lossman. He's usually ran this power play up top.
Diggins trying to get it over to Pancratz.
But looking over the bench, Bob, I'm not seeing Lossman on the bench, and he was out there for the first couple shifts.
Pancratz, the shot. Saved by Daniel Lynn. Poke free by the Wildcats. Now they skate out. Jackson Flanagan hassled from behind by Pancratz, and they're going to get Pancratz on the hooking penalty.
Yeah, it's a situation with White. Obviously, it was an in-game adjustment with Lossman not being on the bench. He runs their power play, and Seymour got caught. You always tell young defensemen it's tougher for a forward who's going back to play defense for one shift, but you don't chase your mistakes. So Seymour turned it over, and then he went after it to try and fix it. The problem is you're never going to do that. You're always going to end up chasing the guy down the ice. And Pancratz had to come back, and he got away with the first hook, and then the second one, River Falls went down, and here we are, 4-on-4. Which, if you're River Falls, be very careful again, because on this switch out, you're going to give Diggins and Pancratz is in the box, but Diggins will be out probably in the next 15, 20 seconds, and then they look to go. They love these situations. A little more ice, they're going to chip and go.
HS Fence specializes in chain link vinyl, wood, and ornamental fencing. They have been providing commercial and residential fencing for the people of Wisconsin last 18 years. Contact them today in Fall Creek or at hsfencewi.com. Abes will corral the puck with Schemberger. He takes a look. Steered forward now, the Abes skate out. Here comes Eric Karnitz. Karnitz around a defender. Karnitz down low, still with possession of the puck. Again, 4-on-4 hockey for the next 20 seconds. Hayes will put it down deep. And they score! Playing the puck off the end boards. They got the carom they needed. Mason Flannery pokes it in the net. It is 3-0 Eau Claire Memorial.
That's why you go to the net with your stick on the ice, Bob. If your stick's on the ice, you never know where pucks are going to squirt. That one, I don't even think Mason, he was trying to read his lips. He's like, I don't even know what I did. He went to the net, and the stick was on the ice, and the puck creamed off the back wall. Funny little bounce. Skipped over a stick. Hit his stick in the net, 3-0. Lucky break for the Abes.
Well, and to your point, Mike, is if the stick's if you go to a scoring area and can't put your stick on the ice, sometimes the puck finds you.
And sadly, it is such a hard skill to teach these young kids. If there's young kids, if they listen to anything, anytime you cross your the offensive zone blue line, your stick should be on the ice. Because otherwise, we're seeing kids, your stick's at your knees. By the time the puck comes, you got to get your stick down anyway, so you might as well leave it down there the whole time.
Abe's shorthanded now for the next 50 seconds. Higgins trying to play that out to Oneman, but it was played by a high stick. 10:07 to go in the second period. 47 seconds to go on the penalty to Eau Claire Memorial's Gabe Pankratz. To cover your church, call the Dahlman Insurance Agency for a coverage analysis. Dahlman Insurance covers churches in Wisconsin with Hastings Insurance Company. Online at dahlmaninsurance.com. Dahlman Insurance, come for the rates, stay for the service.
Blake? No. Trying to get a read on a number here. Oh, it's Sienko, yeah. Sienko up there with Seymour up front on the finish, last 40 seconds on the kill. Lossman's back out there now. He's back on the bench and back out on the ice. Good to see. Maybe an equipment malfunction.
Schemberger down low, puck squirts out. There was a quick shot from a sharp angle, kicked out of there by Madsen. Oh, that one off the post and in. River Falls on the board. It was Lars Breezy who took that shot from up top. And based on that celebration line, the goal is going to go to Lars Breezy.
Yeah, nice one-timer, good feed across the ice from his partner. I believe Rudolph stepped into it, had net traffic. I don't know if Madsen saw it. He sure didn't react, and even when it went off the post, he didn't react to where it was, so that tells me he didn't really see it. And it actually went off the post, hit the back of his pads, and trickled in over the red line.
So a big goal for River Falls. They are back into this hockey game. Here comes Jackson Flanagan, shot right on, and a save by Madsen.
And that's the hardest attack zone play that River Falls has had all night. So it obviously gives them a boost. If you're them, you want to build on it, get some O-zone time, get some shots, get some rebounds, pressure. Don't let the Abes get out on open ice.
And with that, Jeff Schemberger, the head coach, brings his first line back on the ice.
Yeah, exactly. Let's settle it down. 2-goal lead. Get our guys back out there and pressure.
Shot comes in on Madsen. He's got to close the pads and get the stick down to make that save.
Good stick by Hazy. River Falls snuck right by him.
Oh, on the wraparound, Flanagan just had the puck go off his stick. Now lead pass. Here comes Mac Diggins. Mac Diggins to the forehand. They score!
Game of inches, but yet it's a mile. Exactly what we talked about with Flannery going to the net with a stick on the ice. 21 Wildcats, hopeful. Got a net front pass. Madsen was out of position. Sticks up at the knees. Puck goes right by him. Diggins picks it up and does what he does best. He drives wide, doesn't try and toe drag. Cuts around the defenseman, gets the goalie down, wraps it behind him. 4-goal, 2-goal swing right there, Bob, in 15 seconds.
Yeah, without question, Mike. That was inches away from a wraparound goal for Jackson Flanagan. And then the Abes gained possession. They get the puck down ice, and Diggins. Really nice patience by Mac Diggins, too. Like you said, he could have done the toe drag, could have done something fancy, but just waited out the goaltender that time and stuffed it in. Ottoman battling for the puck there, but River Falls able to work it out to neutral ice, and it's flipped in by Freeman.
8 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second period here. If you're the Wildcats, you want to try and get some positivity. You had a couple good chances, couple good shifts. You want to build on that. Get it to at least a 2-goal game going into the third. If you're the Abes, nothing fancy in your own zone. Move the puck, get it past the blue, get it past the red. Let your horses go hunt.
Flipped into the Memorial zone. Madsen will leave it back there for Lossman. Tucker Lossman throws it behind. Troutline will push it out the far side. They're trying to get Ottoman over there. Troutline now. Fires it deep. It goes off the stick of Wonky. Race for the puck. River Falls able to get there first. Mason Rappel throwing it out to neutral ice. Abes will dump back in. They have to touch up on the delayed offside. Third line. These parts of the third line out there for Memorial. Karnitz We'll flip it in deep and give chase. Karnitz runs into Cal Usgaard. River Falls will play it off the glass and out. Check delivered on that far side by Schemberger of the Old Apes. Now he gives chase. Rimmed around by Anthony McPherson. River Falls had a guy on the far blue line. They couldn't get him the puck.
And you got to be careful here on the change because there's two guys changing. They got the first one, second one's coming up behind Schemberger.
Apes had Karnitz parked right out front. Couldn't get him the puck. Back the other way. Here's Flanagan. Flanagan 2-on-1. Flanagan the shot. Went back short side, and I think that one hit the outside of the post, and now we're going to get an interference penalty on the Old Apes.
Exactly what we're talking about. You keep track. River Falls, it's a terrible change because the puck's in your own zone, but they both made the change. And the first guy came out and came in front of Schemberger's eyesight. And the second one snuck in behind him, and a nice chip off the wall created the 2-on-1 chance. If you're the defenseman in the middle, you got to make sure you're atoning for your partner. The only one, I always tell our guys, the only one you can count on as a defenseman is your partner. You can't count on the forward, so you have to make sure you're not leaving your buddy hanging out to dry. Big kill here for the Abes.
Flanagan playing up at the point. He has been the focal point of a lot of offense. Loses the puck that time to Pankratz. Here comes Gabe Pankratz. Pankratz shoots! Save by Daniel Lind. Far side, puck into the corner. Abe's trying to gain control there. They're content to just jam the puck against the boards. Now it pops free. Lossman battling for it for the Old Abes. Momentarily held in at the point. Some good work on that near point by Breezy. Breezy has the lone River Falls goal tonight. Poke free by the Abes. And River Falls will look to regroup with Flanagan. Able to get the pass on that far side. Big hit delivered there by the Abes. Charlie Freeman going hard into the boards.
It was just a situation where it was kind of a soft pass to Freeman, and he had to come off the wall to get it as the contact made shoulder to shoulder. And he went hard into the boards, but he's up and he's moving.
40 seconds in this River Falls man advantage. But that pass goes awry, and it's dumped back in by Schemberger. Diggins going after the puck. Here's Breezy. Breezy on the near side, Hopeful. Nolan Hopeful with a lot of speed through center ice. He's turned back by Diggins.
You know, Abe's going to have three guys stacked on the blue line. Diggins is going to try and cut off passing. Like River Falls, you can't go right at Diggins. You got to make sure, let the puck do the work. Switch the puck around.
River Falls will dump in. Final seconds of this Wildcats power play. Abe's looking to finish off this kill. Ooh, there's a good shot right there. Nolan Hopeful.
He had net. He had at least 3-4 inches there, top blocker side. He just missed it.
Eau Claire Memorial penalty is over. Under 4.5 to go, second period. Old Abe's leading by a score of 4-1. Pass near side, Diggins. Mac Diggins trying to feather a pass out front. Just a little too far for Wonky. Diggins throwing the pass between his legs. Wanted to get it to Wonky that time, but back comes Flanagan. Flanagan, oh, good cut off there by Tucker Lossman. Did just enough to interrupt that rush by the Wildcats. Flanagan now. On the near side, ooh, good looking low shot by Dylan Barris. And a save by Madsen. Each team with chances. The ice starting to open up here. Two players colliding on that far side. Both getting up a little slowly.
Now Lossman got steamrolled there. Clean hit. Usgaard came down the wall. He just got caught. It just ran right over the top of him. You know, down the offensive zone, the last great chance the Apes had. You know, you wear a C for certain types of reasons. Maybe you're a great locker room guy. Maybe you're a vocal guy. Maybe you're a quiet guy. But I can't say enough what Diggins just did there. He caught that puck. Schemberger could have hit him early and he waited, made an extra pass, and he was looking for Wonky. He could have taken the shot himself. He looked for Wonky to try and set him up for a touch pass at the front of the net.
Opportunity now for the Old Abes. Good work that time on the rush by Flannery, and they score! Eric Karnitz working hard, as he always seems to do. Karnitz gets the goal with 3:16 remaining in the period, and the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes have stretched this to a 5-1 lead.
You know, the simple play, Schemberger and Krischke, all that got it up. The young guys, that time it was Hulls and Flannery, they got it in, put some pressure on the Wildcats defenseman. They overskated the puck. Karnitz walked into one and let it rip, the vaunted slapper, and beat Lynn low glove. 5-1, 3 minutes left in the second period.
Shot from distance, missing short side. Flanagan trying to get something going, puts it right out front. And a glove save by Madsen. Boy, that was a good look. Nolan hopeful. I'd say one thing, Jackson Flanagan, he can play this game.
Yeah, I mean, he creates opportunities for his teammates. Hopeful's had 2 or 3 good chances to get shots. They've missed a couple, and that time Madsen fought through it. It was tough to see from up here. It looked like he had pressure on his eyes, but he got his glove out and he made the save. Big stop for the Abes.
Let's go back to Eric Karnitz. Beginning of the year, he was a first-line winger with Pankratz and Diggins. Karnitz is senior. Now he's playing third line. And Mike, sometimes guys don't always handle that, but Eric Karnitz just keeps doing what he does.
I had his older brother one of my last couple of years coaching with the Abes, and I couldn't say enough about him. Hard-working kid, lunchbox mentality, great parents, and all they want their kids is to work hard, and Carney's taken over that mantle from his brother. He's not going to He's not going to complain about where he's at. He's going to get his time. He's going to get his minutes. He's kind of bounced around from 1-2 to 3 all year long, and he's going to kill penalties, and he's going to get some power play time if it presents itself.
Here's Flanagan. Flanagan shoots off the crossbar. They jam it in. They say no goal. No goal.
Flanagan did everything that time but score. He walked everybody. Poking at the puck. Walked it, got the shot. 2 wipes at it for River Falls. And I believe River Falls has taken a 2-minute penalty, maybe a 10. Unsportsmanlike conduct will definitely be the call.
Head coach Tim Barris wants an explanation from the officials about that, and obviously that's
had enough of those in my career, Bob. They're on the line. I mean, he sees it. He's in position to make the call. Usually you can tell by the smiles on faces from the opposition if they got away with one. But it sure looked like it, from up here, it looked like it went in. You had three Wildcats put their hands up, so it sure looked like they thought it crossed the line.
Discussion still going on. We'll take this opportunity to tell you Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit Mutual of Wausau to find an agent near you. And now one of the officials skating over to talk to Mike Collins, assistant coach for the Old Abes, and Jeff Schemberger, part of that discussion as well. And after all that, the faceoff will come back in the River Falls zone, and it's Riley Usgard going to the penalty box. We have yet to get the official announcement as to what that penalty was about.
That's going to be 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, Bob. We heard a word you probably shouldn't say to a referee. Either way, the Abes are on a perfect opportunity here to add to their totals going into the third.
Here's a shot from distance by Troutline that missed wide.
And to clarify, it wasn't derogatory towards the referee. It was just the result.
Backhand rebound, they score!
Carter Hayes has been on a few of them tonight. He got the shot off, and rebound came out. Hulls and Sayenko went for it. Puck squirted out. Wonky was sitting on the backside, jammed it home.
6-1 Eau Claire Memorial on the goal by Matt Wonky, and that's his first goal of the season.
After a tough, he didn't play for a month and a half. He's still trying to get himself where everybody else is in late November, early December. That's kind of where he is right now, so it's good to see him get going. The A's can sure use another secondary scorer on this team.
Flanagan trying to carry the puck in that time. Flanagan's the kind of player he's going to keep working until this final buzzer goes off. So Wonky gets the goal. So two of the defensemen getting assists, Troutline and Hayes. Power play goal by the A's. Here comes Karnitz. Karnitz trying to throw it out front. That one hit traffic. Mike, confidence is such a big thing in sports. And, I had a chance to watch some of that web stream of the game between Eau Claire Memorial and New Richmond. That was just a shooting gallery on both sides. And all of a sudden, granted you're playing a different opponent, and you're in your home barn, but against a team that's capable of scoring goals, River Falls came in averaging over 3 goals per game. And you've held them to 1, and you've scored 6. It's just sometimes that's the ebb and flow, and here they come again. Pankratz looking. Pankratz shot. Saved by Lynn. He's had to make some big ones tonight. Abes are hunting pucks, as the kids talk about.
Hunting pucks.
Schemberger will send that one in. On the rebound, sent out front, and Lynn covers up. Wyatt Seymour trying to get in on the scoring parade right there.
Yeah, the thing about hunting pucks is, I talk to kids all the time. Everybody can be an F1, right? Be the first guy hard on a puck. Can you be a hard F2? Because that's the gap. If you want a chance to play hockey past high school, you got to be a hard F2. Can you be their first guy body or creates contact, second guy? Can you beat their second guy to the puck? Everybody wants to be that third guy high to catch and shoot, but that second guy sets it apart.
River Falls skating out with 3 men, but the buzzer goes, and we are finished with 2 periods here at Hobbs Ice Center. Eau Claire Memorial, 2 goals in the first. Old Abe's outscored River Falls 4-1 in that second period. Mike, it's a 6-1 hockey game. Tone of this game really changed. Breezy got that goal to make it 3-1, and at that point you're thinking, okay, game on. River Falls is playing with some confidence, and all of a sudden Diggins gets a goal, Karnitz gets a goal, Wonky gets a goal. Now it's 6-1.
Well, in the turnaround, Flanagan went around the net and fed, I think it was Hopeful out front. And we had just talked prior, stick was up at his knees. By the time his stick got down on the ice, it already went by. They made ding-ding pass. I think it was Schemberger to, might have been Seymour, chipped it over, and off they went. And Diggins went in and scored, and then they pinned their ears back and got a couple more before the end of the period.
6-1 is your score through 2 periods. We'll take an extended break. Mike and I will be back to preview the 3rd period and get you ready for the remainder of this hockey game from Hobbs Ice Center. After 2, your score, Eau Claire Memorial 6, River Falls 1. You're watching Big Rivers Boys Hockey on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Bauer & Find has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Find Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Welcome back to Hobbs Ice Center in Eau Claire. Just about ready to start the third period of action. Eau Claire Memorial leading River Falls 6-1 in this Big Rivers Conference boys hockey game. Bob Radovich, Mike Schwengler coming to you from the Mike Sullivan press box at Hobbs. And Mike, a 4-1 advantage in goals for Eau Claire Memorial that second period, but specifically, what were some of the things they did well in that period?
Well, they took advantage of miscues. 3 of them were scored on the rush, so you get out and get behind River Falls D, and then you outnumber them to boot. One was Diggins driving wide, beating him one-on-one, getting to the net. The other was a 2-on-1 opportunity, and then a lucky bounce off the back wall was a lucky break, obviously. Nothing you can do about that one. And then the last one was a power play chance. Carnets walked into one where they overskated it, so they're taking advantage of mistakes. Got the young Sully Jones in net for the Abes to start the third period.
Yeah, Sully Jones, a junior. He's seen some time this season. Evan Madsen, the number 1, but Sully Jones has definitely played, and sure he's appreciating this opportunity.
And if you're his teammates, you want to make sure they get at least 2-3 minutes without any quality scoring chances, so he can get his feet wet and get his heart beating a little bit. More so than it is when he knew he was coming in, I'm sure.
Well, and that's one of the things too when you make a goalie change that you don't get an actual warm-up time. Your last warm-up time was pregame.
Right.
Abe's trying that long stretch pass there, and Pankratz did everything he could to stay on side, but that one winds up icing on the old Abe. Security Financial Bank, SFB, whether you are starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college, SFB has the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com. Member FDIC. Knocked away by the old Abes. Here comes Matt Wonky. Wonky's got a couple trailers. Wonky will put on the brakes. Throws it down deep for Oneman. Oneman behind the net. Centers. Didn't quite get to either Sienko or Wonky, but there again, Mike, there's one of those plays that Matt Wonky makes.
Smart hockey play, and what was even better than him sniffing out that cross-ice pass on the faceoff was most kids are going to get that puck lower, going to throw a wish pass to the front of the net, and it's going back the other way, but he held on to it, he waited for his teammates, and he chipped it back to support.
River Falls trying to cycle the puck, and it's going to be a penalty assessed on the old Abes as soon as the player in white touches the puck. That happens right now. And with 15-17 to go in the third period, River Falls is going to head on the power play. Wyatt Sienko heads to the box.
Last time the Wildcats were on the power play, a little bit laissez-faire with passes across the blue line. They got the one-timer, and they got the shot and the goal, but then after that, kind of a half-speed pass across, and Abes were able to chip it and get out on open ice and create and score.
Abes win a puck battle and try to clear the puck. It stays in the rink.
Another penalty coming, Bob. You got to keep your feet moving. You're on the power play. You can't let the penalty cable dictate the pressure. And that time, River Falls got caught a little flat-footed. Abes went and attacked, and a hook puts us back to 4-on-4. 15 minutes left, 6-1 game, third period.
Mike, hockey coaches all the time say you got to move your feet. Then why is it that so many guys don't? What happens? What goes on there?
Part of when you practice your penalty, and everybody's different, but if you practice your power play without any pressure, and you're moving pucks around, you kind of game-like situations, and maybe you're not ready for it, but that was the case. You just fumbled the puck and it chipped it, and the Abe defense, I think it was Krushke, got in the way, and he just put a hook on him instead of trying to get around him. But you're not on the power play until you have one guy has total control of the puck with his butt on the boards and no pressure. And until then, if you got to send 4 guys to keep control of the puck, you got to send 4 guys.
Here's Diggins. Diggins from a sharp angle. Put that one over the net. 4-on-4 hockey now for about 55 seconds. Diggins around a defender. He had Flanagan. Good battle down there. Flanagan pokes that one free. Jackson Flanagan will gain the red line and just flip that one deep. He'll come off. Ames gained control at neutral ice with Carter Hayes, the defenseman. Hayes canceled off the play that time by Hayden Ekholm. Now Diggins trying to drive the net. Ames playing with a 5-goal lead here at home.
It's right here. 13 minutes left, you're up 5 goals, and the motor on Diggins is incredible. He fought 2 guys for 15, 20 seconds, up 5 goals.
Old Abe's back to full strength. But this is a very abbreviated power play. It's going to end here in a matter of now. We're going to say seconds, but by the time I got that out, it was over. So, Mike, you've been in these situations both up late in the game and down late in the game. So what are coaches telling guys?
Well, hey,
as time winds down.
You keep a third guy high, no defensively, no block shots in their own zone. And depending on the scenario, I mean, we would have guys play different spots. Maybe a kid who hasn't scored a goal or maybe hasn't had many points. We'd put 4 guys out as non-shooters. And so we were looking to hit that one guy for a scoring chance. Yeah, it got to a point back in the day that it's not fair to punish your guys and have them sit for a whole period. I did that, Dahl and Soley and those guys back in the day. And I got to thinking, it's not fair to these kids. They're training just as hard or harder than everybody else. They deserve to play. So we moved some guys back to forward. Have some D go play forward. Have some forwards go back and play D. Mix it up, and the kids liked it. And more importantly, the other team's coaches appreciated it too. As stupid as it sounds.
Well, and the other thing too is that no matter what the score is, and whatever bench you're on, you just want your guys to play and go back to the things that you talked about pre-game. You talk about in practice, the day before. You don't want guys just treating this like it's pond hockey or something, and everyone's just flying up the ice and everybody loses any semblance of structure.
And for me, the number was 6. If we could get a 6-goal lead on a team, then depending on who you were playing, obviously, but if you get a 6-goal lead, then you're emptying your bench. You're getting guys out there. You're getting maybe 1 or 2 fourth-line guys. When you're up 4, get at least 1 fourth-line guy out with one of your top 2 lines out. Get your 5th, 6th defenseman out and so on.
Oh, a shot right off the post. Riley Usgard took a whack at it. Didn't look like he got all of it. Now here's Flanagan trying to get himself clear. 2-on-1 now coming for the Abes. Here comes Diggins. Diggins waits, centering past the score.
Talk about a motor. Pancratz takes 3 hard strides, gets in front of a shot from the point, blocks it, looks like with his neck or his chest, pops it out to Diggins. Once again, Diggins could have shot for himself, but he waited and waited and waited. Seymour went to the net. Stick was on the ice, threw it across. Nice, easy tap in for Wyatt Seymour. And the Abes are up 7-1, 11 minutes left in the third.
Pankratz skating off the ice, smiling as he's chatting with the officials.
Well, it wasn't a rocket. It was more of a deflection, but still, he sacrificed his body.
Right, yeah. And great work on the 2-on-1 by the old Abes. And Mike, they've got that 6-goal lead, and that means the clock will be moving here. As long as the Abes maintain this 6-goal lead. Solid performance from Memorial. Obviously, there's still plenty of time left, but you'd have to say they've bounced back from that 9-6 loss at New Richmond last week.
And I think, probably a little different type of team, New Richmond versus River Falls, but either way, whoever you're playing, you play the team in front of you, and you got to prepare and perform. Clock is running with a 6-goal lead here in WIAA rules. Looks like up next for the Old Abes is next Tuesday at Hudson. So they have some time to work on some things, solidify some things for the stretch drive.
And that's going to be a huge game when it comes to seeding. And Mike, I'm going to ask you now that you don't have to attend the seeding meetings. As you look at this section, and there's some really solid teams here, how do you see it?
Well, depending what happens here in the next week or so, I know Stevens Point has a tough one coming up against Brookfield, and Brookfield's a really good team. Selfishly, from a team that went undefeated in 2008, you always want to hope that one team gets knocked off. But Stevens Point's had a heck of a year, and I'm guessing, barring everything, they've played pretty much everybody in the state. I'm sure they're going to be the 1 seed. I'm assuming Hudson will be probably the number 2 seed-ish. I mean, the Abes, yes, there's conference play, but their overall record isn't as strong as Hudson's. And so I think, there's your top 2 right there.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. And like you said, there's still some time, regular season games remaining before they get to those meetings. And boy, I tell you, that section is loaded.
It is.
You've got, and I agree with you. I think Stevens Point, you look at the body of work, it's kind of hard not to give them that 1. After that, I think there's several teams that could, make a case for being the 2, the 3, the 4. And
well, ideally, regardless, you're hoping to finish in that top 4 because that gives you, you're going to have 2 games at home. And that's huge for a lot of teams. I know that Richmond plays a lot better at home than they do on the road. Superior plays a lot better at home than they do on the road. So those are teams that are obviously trying to vie for that 3-4 spot as well. But you got New Richmond, you got Memorial, Wausau's in that mix as well, even though they got pounded pretty good last week by Stevens Point.
Diggins pokes the puck free. Abes on the penalty kill after that penalty to Augustine Berlin. Diggins, backhand. He had Lynn out of the net. But Diggins put the backhand over the crossbar.
He had Seymour trailing through the high slot on the off wing too as well. He didn't look for him.
Here come the Wildcats. Still 50 seconds on this man advantage. Shot right on, and Sully Jones makes the save.
That's good for Sully Jones to get some time against the Big Rivers Conference team and get some quality shots. He's looked good so far. He's had 2 saves. One snuck by, hit the crossbar, but it stayed out. So that's why they always say the crossbar and post are the goalie's best friend.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and again, for everybody, for both of these teams, a shot right off the face-off by Nolan Hopeful. River Falls certainly not going away. They would love to get a goal and get back to non-running time. Abes, though, collect and flip it out of the zone. There's nothing like game experience, right? So if you're going to get some young guys some extra ice time, you get your backup goalie some ice time, you're just going to feel more confident going forward. That everybody is where they need to be, both mentally and physically, when you get to the postseason.
You throw kids in situations, maybe it's not the first 5 games of the season, but once you get a good month and a half of practice in, and you start putting guys in some spots, and all of a sudden, Coach Schemberger has done that earlier in the year against Hudson. He had Peyton Hulls was out there killing a penalty. Sienko was out killing a penalty, and what you're doing is you're making your team better for late in the season when you maybe have a guy in a box or you have a guy that's injured, and you can have some guys go out there and they've been there before because they've had that opportunity.
6.5 minutes to go in this one. Old Abes leading by a score of 7-1. Memorial in good shape to pick up its 10th win of the season. He's played a really challenging non-conference schedule.
And I think,
this year.
Yeah, sorry, Bob. Looking at one thing I think that's in their favor, even though they have more losses, obviously, than they would like, but they played some really good teams, perennial powers in the state. They played Notre Dame to a 1-goal loss. They played Stevens Point at Point to a 1-goal loss. So they're not getting blown out where you look at, okay, well maybe let's throw Wausau in there. So maybe Wausau has 2 less losses. They play predominantly the same type of schedule, but Abe's going to play Stevens Point and lose by 1. Wausau goes in and gets blown out 6-7-1. So, I mean, you look at that stuff as well.
Well, and you talk, and then head-to-head, Wausau West and Memorial have split their 2 games, and that the loss at Wausau, was in their barn, and it was also when Memorial had played the night before.
And lost one of their top 4 defensemen.
One of their top 4 defensemen. Yeah.
But,
so you can, again, these are all the things that go into those seats. But
it'll be interesting. There's no question.
You mentioned Wausau West. We will have them Thursday. They will be here to take on the Eau Claire North Huskies. Wyatt Sienko slow to skate off the ice. He took a shot of some sort. Here's Abe's right on the backhand. Lynn makes the save, absolutely robbing Tucker Lossman, who got a nice feed from Blake Oneman. Flanagan pokes it away from Oneman. Those 2 will skate back. Lead pass too far. It was deflected in, so no icing. Flanagan trying to skate out. Doesn't look like he has his usual jump in his step. He has seen a ton of ice time, and he has definitely emptied the tank tonight.
And he could be one of the guys that their coach alluded to that was under the weather as well. He's made some nice plays, though. He's been dynamic when he's had the opportunity to play below the hash marks in the Apes' defensive zone.
Flanagan will flip that one in deep. And he'll head off at a change. River Falls will get on the bus, and they're going to head to Two Harbors, Minnesota for a Friday night game against the North Shore. I think they're the Agates. Two Harbors used to be the Agates.
Are they doing a Friday, Saturday going that far? A lot of
would
teams
have
gone
to.
up and played Two Harbors and Silver Bay or someone up in that area. It's a long way to go for one.
Yeah, it's a hike. Yeah, because you're going to Duluth and then you're cutting up the North Shore. Nice scenery up that way.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Well, yeah.
It's been a long time.
As a northern Minnesota guy, yeah. My brother used to live in Grand Marais. So
I was in Lutsen a couple times. It's
yeah,
farther up than Lutsen.
Well, Grand Marais is.
Okay.
Two Harbors is, I'd say about half hour, 40 minutes. Outside of Duluth, Sully Jones with a nice save there.
Kick save and a beauty. Yeah, he moved well on that one. Got his far pad out.
And a good shot block by Augustine Berlin.
The Abes, they're just trying to keep the clock moving.
Sully Jones will cover up, and the clock will continue to move. What's the longest, when you were the old Abes head coach, what was the longest regular season road trip you took?
The longest regular season road trip we took. For one game?
Yeah, one game or like a weekend series or what have you.
In 08, we had a snow cancel a game up in Superior, so we had to go up. I think it would have been on a Saturday. That's an interesting story as well. Some of the guys still talk about that game. Obviously, Titletown tournament in Green Bay. That's a 3-hour trip. Arrowhead for a Thanksgiving tournament back in like 2010. That would have been on a Friday night. Get on the bus and then drive down for a tournament down in Arrowhead. So, yeah, usually 3 hours, a little over 3 hours would have been the max. The Superior game in question, that was going back to back, 07, 08, and we went to Superior it was right before Christmas break. And it was a late afternoon. I think it was like a 4 o'clock game or 5 o'clock game, something like that. And Brady Sand was our goaltender. And we had given up, I think, going into that, maybe 4 goals total all year. And in that game, it was a 4-3 4-3 lead for us. I'll get corrected here by somebody, but I'm pretty sure we were still winning, but it was a 4-3 game after the first period. And I went in and I said, Brady, what's going on with you? And he said, I don't know. And I said, all right, the Scooter, Aaron McLaughlin, I said, you're going in. And the shock look on his face. He went in and he played great. We ended up winning 6-5. Come to find out, Brady Sand had 103 fever. He didn't tell me. The players knew, but he didn't tell any of the coaches.
Well, of course. Why would you?
Yeah.
You want to play. Final seconds of this one. Mike, if I'm not mistaken, so if that was 07, I think I was at that game.
It was 08.
Okay.
That was 08, yeah.
Okay, I think I went to cover that game because you guys were playing on a Saturday, and I think Superior was a ranked team. You guys were ranked.
Yeah.
And
Well, in 08, the 4 team, for us to go win it all, we played number 4, Janesville Parker Craig, number 3, Superior in the semis, and number 2, Edgewood in the finals.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of finals, this one is a final. 7-1 Eau Claire Memorial. Mike, the margin, I think, is what was surprising tonight. We weren't really sure how Memorial would respond after that 9-6 loss at New Richmond last week. River Falls had come in playing some really good hockey. They had put themselves in position to, be in the running for that second place in the Big Rivers Conference, but the Old Abes got out to that 2-goal lead early on, and even when River Falls scored and looked like it had some momentum to make it 3-1, and they nearly scored to make it 3-2, and then Mabes go right down. Then seconds after that, they put it in the net, and after that, it was all Memorial.
Yeah, it was all Memorial. There's no question about that. Yeah, they got some nice ones early. They got one lucky break in the second there, and then a lot of it just finished. I mean, Pancrat's bona fide snipe. He seems to get one of those a game for sure, and Diggins, all he does is outwork everybody and creates chances. He popped a couple, had a couple assists. Some other guys, you got some secondary scoring again tonight, which is good. You get some of your younger guys on the score sheet. Oh, Mr. Newkirk won't be happy about that, Bob.
Well, again, and this is, you always want your guys to celebrate, Mike, but the game is over, and the last thing you need is for somebody to get dinged up because they were celebrating by jumping into the boards.
Yes, that would be a oopsie by all epic proportions. What happened? Oh, I strained my back when I jumped into the glass. You did what? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
discretion is the better call. What is it? How does
better
that go?
part of valor?
Better part of valor.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. All right, so Eau Claire Memorial wins it by a score of 7-1. The Abes now are 10-8-2, 7-2-1 in the Big Rivers Conference. They will be at Hudson next Tuesday. River Falls drops to 9-9-0 overall, 6-4 in the Big Rivers Conference. And as we mentioned, they take that trip to play the North Shore Co-op up at Two Harbors Friday at 7 p.m. Coming up next, the postgame show, brought to you by Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team. When you have any sports-related injury or issue, you can count on prompt, proper diagnosis and a customized treatment plan to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athlete in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and western Wisconsin. That is coming up next on Zaleski Sports.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called a labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or a capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls. We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport, and allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip was affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff.
Here at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we have 12 partners, orthopedics, neurosurgery, non-operative spine, and foot and ankle. We really pride ourselves in listening closely to the patients and hearing what they're saying, spending a lot of time engaging in the conversation of what is really bothering that person.
After meeting with the patient, Dr. Carlson determined that his difficulties had all been related to painful hip impingement.
It was incredibly important for me to meet with a doctor that understood sports and athletics and kind of just how I wanted to continue that lifestyle instead of just kind of shutting it down. So meeting with someone like Dr. Carlson was incredibly important to me because he understood how I still wanted to be active after a surgery and still wanted to maintain my daily lifestyle.
While visiting with Dr. Carlson, we learned that he grew up skiing and continues to ski competitively across the country and also enjoys hunting, fishing, and hiking. He is passionate that his patients' goals are his goals. Whether it is getting them back to playing with their kids, working aggressively, or competing in sports, his patients are more active and enjoy their lives.
When I see those people so happy with themselves, so happy with their decision to have this fixed or to go through this process, as scary as it sometimes is, if you don't know what's on the other side, it's so satisfying for me.
All right, Bob Radovich back at Hobbs Ice Arena. Eau Claire Memorial defeating River Falls by a score of 7-1. Mac Diggins, big night for you. 1 goal, 3 assists or 4? Three assists. For you guys to be able to bounce back, you had that loss in New Richmond last week. They beat you 9-6, a game that was just up and down and up and down. But what did you guys do specifically after that game to get ready for this one against a pretty solid River Falls club?
Yeah, obviously scoring the New Richmond game, 9-6, high-scoring game. I think it shows us that we need to work on our D-zone, cover things up in front of the net, and I think we did a lot better at that tonight.
For a game like tonight, getting those 2 goals early, Gabe put 2 in the nets, and it just seemed like you guys got to play from ahead. How much confidence did that give you guys?
Yeah, it always helps. Getting 2 right away, makes you get into the game right away, and you can just build on from there.
So now you get a little time to get ready for your next game, which is a week from tonight, over in Hudson, okay? Memorial Hudson, that's about all you need to say. But what do you guys want to focus on between now and then?
Yeah, I think we played pretty well today. Obviously, there's a couple things they need to clean up, but you do in any game. So I think we just keep working this week, keep doing what we're doing, watch film, see what we need to work on, and work on those things.
Playoffs are not too far away. No. Coach Schwengler and I were talking about that. We're trying to get our schedules set, but you guys, you know what you bring to the table, but you know you need to work on. How do you kind of keep focusing on the here and now and not looking too far down the road?
Yeah, I mean, especially for us, it's not too hard to make sure we're staying present because obviously the next couple games play a big role in the seeding. So we want a higher seed, but I think we just take it one game at a time. We'll be fine.
You're in the Zaleski Sports Highlight House. You know how this goes, so I'm going to hand that to you. I'm going to get out of the way.
I'm Mac Diggins, and I'm in the house.
Mac Diggins, congratulations. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
Congrats tonight. So that's going to do it for tonight's broadcast. Mike Schwengler, good night. Good to see you. For Mike Schwengler, for Dominic Millay, I'm Bob Radovich saying good night from Hobbs Ice Center. We'll be right back here Thursday night. Interesting non-conference matchup between Wausau West and Eau Claire Memorial.